Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carrie. I know I seem like a nice woman, right? But you might be surprised to know that I break up with men every month. Sometimes one or two. Sometimes half a dozen. You look at me and you see a nice lady who's a matchmaker or a dating coach, and that is the point. If I've piqued your curiosity, grab a cup of coffee, join me, because an explanation of that's what's on the agenda. So this is my channel that I created for women over 50. It was created initially to talk about all things over 50, including dating, of course, because, I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach, and I have been for a very, very long time. Anyway, the channel currently has over 50% men as subscribers and as viewers, non-subscribed. You should subscribe. I'm really not surprised because I've spent my whole life around men, and that's pretty natural for me. Some of you know I was the lead singer and a band leader with my husband of an occasion band. In some places, that's what they call bands who are playing weddings, country clubs, corporate events, and the like. And I spent 30 years in bands that were all guys. Also, many of my friends of the male persuasion. So I've always been able to communicate with men quite easily. What you do not know is that as a matchmaker for a period of time, I was only working with male clients. I chose to do that because I enjoyed the dynamic of that. I'd get to know my client very well, but I spent my days talking to women every day who would perhaps be a match for my male client. I liked the whole vibe of that a lot, and it was working really well for me and the clients. I'm currently on hiatus from matchmaking because during the weekdays, I'm creating a course for you so that you won't ever have to spend thousands of dollars on a matchmaker. But I will go back to it eventually, and that's probably what I'd like to do again. Whatever works best for you, right? What I do not have a preference for is working with male or female coaching clients exclusively. I love the variety, and I enjoy working with both men and women when it comes to coaching. It's equally rewarding, and I enjoy helping people with different approaches who have different strengths and different challenges. Coaching clients come to me through my website where they have access to my schedule. They may have found their way to my website from the description box below, and for a long time that was the case. Everybody was coming to me from having watched these episodes like you do here on Coffee with Carrie. In fact, I became so accustomed to that being the case that I'd start just talking to people on our initial conversation as if I'd known them forever. I assumed they'd known me forever from watching my videos, and as you can imagine, there's like a familiarity that viewers have from staring at my face while I talk with them, and some of you even more so because we also communicate in the comment section, which is why it came as a shock when I would be talking to someone as if we've known each other for years, and they'd share with me that they had just never seen one of my videos. They'd found me through Google, and that's been a surprise over the last year, that equally as many people have found me by Googling for a coach in the Chicago area, with never having visited my YouTube channel at all. So during the same time while this was happening, more and more I also realized that my coaching clientele had shifted and was 90% male. Like I said, I have no preference, but I did think it was interesting. Honestly, I haven't even analyzed it at all because I've just been enjoying every single one of my clients so much, and so I'm not complaining. Enjoying it so much so that it's been really sad, yet satisfying, to see them move on. I was thinking that you might not realize that my time with clients can sometimes be long-term. I have a woman who's in her 60s that I talk to every 2 weeks for the last year, and she's very, very busy dating. She has a busy dating life, and we're working through some of her patterns that are keeping her from forming long-term relationships. But also recently, some of my guys have worked with me for just a few months before finding themselves in a committed relationship. If I had to guess, I'd say that 50% of my guys from the past year who came to me without any dates on the horizon and with a mediocre dating profile that wasn't really working for them. We would spruce up their dating profile, figure out what they were really looking for, and create a plan for meeting women. After a month or so on average, we were then talking during our video calls about individual dates. What went well, what felt not so great, what they were unsure about, and usually working on confidence in many of these circumstances. Some of them we would talk before or after the date. Others were on an every 2 week schedule where they would just catch me up on what I'd missed in the last 14 days. But in the end, after 2 or 3 months, they were all going steady with a woman, and they would break up with me. Just like matchmaking clients who end their matchmaking package while continuing to see one of their matches, they sometimes come back. I'm sure you've dated somebody for 3 months and then realized something just isn't as you imagined and it's not going to work for the long term. And so it is for some of them, but others are just living their lives in a relationship. Some of them I miss, but it's like having kids, I think. You don't raise them so that they'll always be around you to enjoy them. People would say to me, "Aren't you disappointed that your kids are moving out of state?" And while I'd certainly love to see them more often than I do being spread out around the country, I mean, thank God for video calls, right? What did we do before FaceTime? Oy, can't even imagine. But that was my goal for the kids, for them to live their lives without me and to live it wherever they wanted to be. I wanted them to spread their wings, and I raised them to be independent. And like my clients, I'm always here for them. They know where to find me if they need me. The link is always in my description box. The end. I thought maybe you'd want to check out this next episode. It's about what to expect if you do end up working with a dating coach at some point, in case you ever wondered or thought about it for yourself or somebody you know. I appreciate you stopping by. I'll look forward to seeing you back here again soon. And until next time, have a good one.